Morning guys, Monday morning. Something a little bit different for you today. It's not going to be a pressure washing video, I'm afraid. It's going to be a maintenance video. A maintenance video for one of our pressure washers that went down on Friday. We have our lady Ruth phoned me up on Friday. I hate it when she phones me up. You always know something's wrong. We have a nickname for Ruth. We call her Brexit. Got his phone call on Friday. Stuart, help. Machine's not working properly. What's up with it, Ruth? It's pouring fuel out from the carburettor again. So we had this problem a couple of weeks ago. It wouldn't start, kept flooding, and found it had got some grit in the carburettor. So rather than clean it, because I didn't know what to do, I bought another one and fitted it, and bingo, it worked. So I left it at that. Anyway, started again, hasn't it? So that's today's little job. I'm going to try and film it. I don't know how. Let's see how we go. Alright, see you a bit. Right, this is the offending item. Now, that's the carburettor. What's there? Nice shiny bit, nice and new. And just here, just there, is where the fuel was pouring out. Hence all the rags. So, we know that we have to, that's the drain bolt there. We can drain it, but we're going to remove it because we're going to clean it. So we're going to undo that one, drop the whole thing, but first we've got to get the air filter off. Now, when I had a look at this, I thought, how come that's getting sand in it or grit in it? One thing I never checked was inside the fuel cap, the fuel tank. So let me put a flash on. There we go. Now look at this. Look at that. I think that shows up on the camera. Let me show you. That should be spotless in there. That's a little fuel filter. It goes to the fuel line that goes to the carburettor. So we need to get this off. Put that back on. So we need to get that tank off. We need to get that carburettor off. But first of all, we've got to get the air filter off and the whole assembly. Let's crack on. Right, so first thing, wing nut. Second thing, take gloves off. You can never work with gloves on. That's better. Remove the cover. Handy tip, keep your stuff inside the cover. Air filter. Inside there. Bracket. Now, next we've got to get this bit off. To do that, 2 small Phillips screws. 1, 2. Be careful with these, especially when you're putting them back on, because they only screw into plastic. You don't want to end up rounding them off. Right. Right, so that's that off. Now, off the tripod, so a bit wobbly, we've got to remove that screw, that bolt, and these springs here, which go under there, the governor springs. So let's get that off first, because we've got to take that off. Sorry, we've got to take that off. I'm not used to this. And those two. Make sure your fuel's switched off as well. And when that comes off, it slides off 2 bars, but that will still be attached. We've got to take that off and that off, that off and that off. And that will still be attached because that's your fuel line. So we need to crimp that off because, well, we don't, because we're draining the tank. Actually, never thought of that. So we need something to catch the fuel in, don't we? Right, back in a minute. Right, so let's loosen these nuts off. 10mm. One. Mil. 10mm. Let me just say, if I can do this, anybody can do this. Got that one. Keeping it in a safe place. One. That's a stiff one, that. Got it. That one's a longer one. Now here is a breather hose that needs to pop off, like so, and then that should slide off, which it does. Put that in a safe place. There's your carburettor. And there are your 2 small springs. Well, one's actually a spring, one's a bar. Right, with that bar, what you'll see is when I move the bar, see how that, hang on, a bit difficult, see how it pivots around there, look. So what you've got to do is bend that bar slightly past that, and it should pop out like that. See, it's got like a bend on the end of it. Can you see that? Good. And then that makes it easy to get that spring out. Can you see that spring? Well, that's a bit awkward, that spring. Excuse my shoddy camera work. This spring is really fine, so I'll put that bar out of the way, and you gotta get that out. I'm gonna have to put it on the tripod. Right, now all that's left is here is your fuel line. That has like a little wing clip on it, and when I take that off, it's going to start peeing fuel everywhere. So to stop that temporarily, you can do 2 things. You can either grip that, which is not really good for the tube, or stick something in the end of it. I have nothing to stick in the end of it, so we'll grip it. Not the best thing, but pinch the little butterfly thing, slide it up. I'll show you that in a sec. Excuse me, I'm going to have to get in your way. If you can see that. There, that's the butterfly clip. And then when we pull that off, it's coming. Fuel. And we need to drain that off anyway, but temporarily. I need it tighter than that, don't I? It should be fun. There we go. Leave that there a minute. Yeah, that should come off. Don't forget, it has a gasket, but we can leave that on the gasket. There's your carburettor. So what we're going to do with that, to clean it, we're going to take that off, drop the bowl, give it a good clean. But first, let's get that fuel tank emptied. Put this in a safe place. We're going to need a bigger jug. Next one away. I'll pause it here. Come back when it's done. Alright, we'll leave that draining for a bit. Took the top cap off. Maybe it'll help the flow a bit better. That's a brand new gasket, that, so I'm not going to change that. Tell you what, while that's doing, let's have a look at this carburettor. Right, there's your carb. Now we can drain it there. We'll probably have to put a new washer on if we do that, or we can just drop it straight out of there. And while I've got that going, I might as well undo that. Any fuel that's coming out of it, we can put in there and have a look, see if there's any crap in the bottom of there. Again, 10mm. Sometimes it's better to do this while it's on. Slide it back on. Slide it back on the right way around.
Go!
Like that. Gives me something to work against, just to loosen it. There you go, there's your fuel. Great. Don't I smell gorgeous now? Hold there, my sleeve. Careful with that. There'll still be some in that cup. Watch that ball. that in a safe place. Let's see if this shows up on camera. Where are you? You see that? You see all that sludge in the bottom of there? That's coming out the fuel tank. And that's why the carburettor's getting blocked up. So we'll not be using that fuel again. So that needs a good wash. Where are you? That needs a good wash. And then we need to take that out of there. Didn't want to do that. It's only a lever. That just fell off there then. Where it's got like a little, can you see? It's got like a little peg on it there. Is that focusing? That just goes in there and make sure that that peg goes in there. That's what alters it. There, look. So we need to have a look at that jet, see if it's blocked up. And then there's another one that's inside there. Trying to get you a good angle. There, can you see that? You see that there? Come on, focus. What happens is there's like a little plunger in there that blocks off. When you get grit in that, stops it from blocking off, and then all that bowl floods. So yeah, we'll get it cleaned up. Still waiting for that. Nearly done though. Just gonna put that back together so I know where it all is until we get it clean. The next job after that is getting the tank off, which I think is 3 or 4 bolts. You can see one bolt there. So undo that one. There's another one, same place but around this side, and there's 2 around there I think. We'll have a look in a minute. Alright, that's looking about done. You can see that. Getting to the end now, just dribbling away. Let's find out what size these bolts are. I guess a 13. Might be wrong. Oh, 10 again. Great, everything's 10s. You ever find though that 10mm spanners are the on 10mm sockets are always the ones that go missing? Right, yeah, that's empty. Just give you a quick look in there. See if you can see. Look at all that. It's disgusting. And if you're wondering how all that got in there, this I bought second hand. This machine. Hang on. Yeah, I bought this machine second hand, and when I got it, it wasn't in the cleanest of conditions, and probably been used by some guys doing pressure washing. Now, what a lot of guys tend to do, because they only have a small van, they tend to use what they call a buffer tank, which is usually a converted wheelie bin. And so they take the machine off the van every single time they go and clean a driveway or a patio or whatever, and they fill the wheelie bin, kind of thing. They fill the wheelie bin full of water, but they place the machine right next to the job that they're doing. So if you can imagine you're cleaning a block paving driveway, and you're jet washing that block paving driveway and getting all the dirt off it and all the crap off it and stuff like that, moss and weeds and sand obviously, then it's going to get all over your machine. Now if you don't keep your machine spotlessly clean, when you go to put fuel in there, grains of sand over time are going to fall in, aren't they, off the fuel cap, stuff like that, but you don't see it, and that's how it happens. And also, so I'm led to believe, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, but the air filter obviously sucks air in, and because it's a fuel and air mixture, there's an engine, it's also sucking sand in and stuff like that. Now that's not probably how it gets into the tank, but it won't help it. I don't know how it will mix that way, I might be wrong, but yeah, that's how they get it in a fuel tank. So my advice is get a bigger van, get a tank on it, or you don't even need a too big a van. You can still keep your wheelie bin thing on the van because it has a ball cock in it, so it stops it flooding. But just get longer hoses. I don't see the point of dragging the machine off and taking it to the side of the job that you're doing and getting it caked in shit. You spend thousands of pounds on this machine. Why would you want to ruin it like that? Keep it on the van. Alright, my van's not the nicest, cleanest van, but I know that my machine's safe and it's away from the job. Just get some longer hoses. For the sake of 200 quid for an hose and 150 quid for a reel, you can like work a good distance away from your van and know your machines don't get covered in shit. Sorry, not covered in sand, dirt, moss, all that lot. So yeah, that's my little tip anyway. You don't need a big van. I'm lucky, I've got two vans. I've got a big van and I've got the Transit Custom, which I'm thinking of getting rid of because I'm not keen on it at all. But anyway, that's a different story. Let's get back to doing this. Right, so to get this off the tank, we'll put the lid back on so that no more rubbish gets in it, even though we are cleaning it. I know where the lid is then. So underneath there's one bolt there, one bolt there, and then round the back one bolt there, and on the other side, I think there's one on this side, yeah, one bolt there. Let's see if we can get them undone. Right. First one. Second one. Third one, excuse me. Can't get it. Because I need a spanner. Got my spanner. See if we can do it now. About 10 mil. So those two are 10. And oh, never make things simple, do they? There we go. So it's 13mm round the back. They're 10mm at the front. Last one, if I can get to it. Everything's a struggle, isn't it? That's going to be a bugger to put back on. Now, if I'm right, that should just lift straight off. Let's just unclip the fuel line. There we go. Bingo. Now, under there, we can do this if we want to. Can you see this? Yeah. There's another one of them clips. Now we can take that hose off, which I'm going to do anyway. Right, so, did you see that? That's just popped off. But they're in a safe place. We're going to clean that out with some soapy water anyway, because that still might have some sand in it. I doubt it, because it's just been flushed through with all that fuel, but you never know. And then there is your fuel filter. It's inside your tank. I'm presuming that's just like a 10mm spanner. Let's have a look. Well, in my look it'll be something different. That's going to be an 11mm, I bet you. Let's just go and get an 11mm spanner. Right, 11mm. Oh, no, not even 11. 12? Is it 12? Yay! And that should just undo. The reason I'm taking this off is because when I wash it out, I can keep the big cap on, give it a good shake with some soapy water, and then not as much will be flying about all over the place. I hope I've got this on the camera here. There we go. There's your fuel filter, covered in shit. Covered in, keep saying that. Covered in dirt. Put it in a safe place. That's going to need washing out as well, so. Right. Let's just see if there's any fuel left in here to get out. Come out eventually. Come on. Right, so with that all done, I'm going to grab it all together, take it back to the house, give the tank a good soapy wash out, dry it out, give that carburettor a good clean, and then I'll get back to you in a bit. Alright, let's get some of these bits cleaned. You have to excuse my work surface, it's the old water tank in the garden. That's what I use for filling up. So can you see that? It's not showing up very well. There, look at all the gunk on that. Doesn't help that I've tipped it up. Sprayed inside there. Let's get some bits in the washing bowl. Not going to video it, bit boring. See you in a bit.
Several song-filled hours later.
Right, I'm back. Back with my, it's not fish and chips, bag of clean goodies. back with my cleaned best I can fuel tank. Let's get it back together. First things first, get that filter back on. I'm hoping it goes straight on because it felt like it was cross threading. What size did we say it was? So it was a 12, didn't it? 12. Alright. Don't do it up too tight because it's only plastic. It's got a washer on it. Don't want to thread it, do we? Cross thread it. Should be good enough. I can't remember which way round this went on, but I don't think it will really matter. So, put the fuel hose back on. Wiggle it. So, put the clip back on. If we can. We need 3 arms. That's it. You see that? That's on nice and snug. If I remember rightly, that went under there. And then 2 bolts. There. And that sits there nice and snug. Good. 13's at the back, 10's at the front. Where's my little bag of bolts? Here we are. These ones at the back. Let's get my fiddly. Here's my little bag of goodies. Ooh. Tripped up my petrol. Right, little tip to get that back bolt on is take off the electric start. Just loosen the bottom one, slide it out of the way. What did we say? Just going to give them all a quick squirt with the LWD. Other products are available. Should open one a little bit. Should. One. 2. Side bolts. They were longer, remember, in a 10. So 10.
1 minute 37 seconds later.
What were I saying about 10s though is we're missing. There it is. In a safe place. Think it with these ones. Old squid. Squirting hole. No problem. This one. a good one on the tank. Right, fuel hose. Get that back in there. Next job, pop that carburettor back on. Got the gasket already on there. There's a carb. Give it a good clean. If I can show you. Hey, so it should look. Hang on. All the time. Good. Put that back on there. Make sure the O-ring's in. Screw the ball back on. Nip it up with a 10. Nothing special. Like so. Make sure that one's alright. Make sure that's on. And that should slot back onto there. Like so. Before we put the bolts back on, while we've got a bit of play, pull it forward, put that fuel hose back on. Like so. Be gentle with it. It'll go. There we go. Put the little clip back on. Because we only need 3 hands here. Right, so we'll bolt that back on first before we put that on. We have to put all the casing back on, don't we?
No!
Am I being daft? I think I've left a part back at home while I was washing. It's the bit that goes on there that's got the rabbit in the air on it. Almost have. Pause the video. Right, we're back. That's what I forgot. Air filter mount and throttle and whatnot. So that slides onto there next. Got a gasket for that as well. Don't forget it. Here it is. Can only go on one of 2 ways, and guaranteed I get it the wrong way the first time. Two holes, 2 prongs. Actually, before we put that on, Stuart made a boo-boo.
No!
To connect them. How can we do that after? No, let's connect them springs back on there. So we've got the really fine one. You put my glasses on. Yeah, hello. Put one there like that. Then the bar one that I told you about. And that one. You have to spin that round. Put that in. Connect it. Done. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. When you know how. Put the little retainer clip on for the fuel hose before I forgot. Right. Where are we? Slot that on. Connect that pipe back on. Nice and easy. There's my bolts. Bolts. Always handy to have a little tub. Put them in. WD. long one at the back. Smaller ones at the front. Too tight. So nice and solid. Last but not least, oh no, tell a lie, air filter mount. That just goes over there, 2 Phillips screws. Right. You've got your gasket, your sealer thing on, ring, air filter, put that on, couple of bolts, WD, wing nut, never gets old, that does it? Spinning a wing nut like that. Good. Air filter cover. Never feels right way around. Hey, another boo-boo.
No!
We're in Egypt. Whee! Air filter off. There we go. Alright. So, nice and tight. That can go on either way, that is what you call it, symmetrical. Right, now air filter on. We'll get there eventually. Good. That's better. So it'll feel right. Could be right, though, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. That's wing nut. That is a good job, I hope. Look at me looking all intelligent. Blinds about without these. But anyway, that's all done. Just got to go to the petrol station there, fill it up. Hopefully there's no leaks or anything like that, and we'll give it a go. See you in a bit. Right, I'm back. All put together. Been and filled it up with fuel. £9.50. Anyway, let's see if it works. Right, it works, but it sounds a bit blur, 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 blurry. If you have any ideas why it's doing that, blur, 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 please put them in the comments down below. I'd appreciate that. Blur, 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 blurry.